The whole of Rift Valley represented across. We were discussing the very important matter about the issue of impending eviction of our people in Narok South under the disguise of removal from forest. We want to start by making this abundantly clear that the people who live in Narok South are actually living in a trust land, and they are genuine buyers of land from titles issued by the people of Kenya, and by no means can they be categorized as forest dwellers. In fact, for avoidance of doubt, the Kenya Forest Service and the national government have no jurisdiction on the area that our people are living, because it's a trust land that is managed by county government, and now they have been threatened. They have been threatened before, despite the fact that government documents and government reports make it clear that these people are not living in any government forest. They are actually living in trust land. In fact, we have reports that the planned evictions were meant to target our people who are in trust lands, who are not in any way in forest, and leave those who actually could be living in a forest elsewhere, because they may not be politically, the others might be politically correct. And the reason why we convened here is because we've been looking to meet the cabinet secretary in charge of matters forest, Honorable Keriako Tobiko. And we've been waiting for an opportunity for him to accept our appointment, our request for appointment. And we have only received news in the media that government is about to go again and remove those people. We have agreed here that we are peace-loving Kenyans, we are responsible leaders, we are the contributors and the makers of the government of the day, and we are part and parcel and stakeholders of this government. And therefore, we are planning to have a meeting with the Cabinet Secretary of Environment on Tuesday next week to dialogue on this matter. Many people would expect that we would engage in acts of activism, but that will be responsible for us as leaders, because we are part of the solution. And therefore, we want to go and share the better part of the ideas that we have for the government and the minister to appreciate the issues that he's dealing with. Number two is that we know the reported evictions are going to cause a major catastrophe, a humanitarian crisis of monumental scale, of international standard, if over 100,000 families that are living in the Narok South, the area earmarked for the purported evictions, it's going to cause a crisis that cannot be managed by anyone, not even the government of Kenya. If you remember, the problem we had with IDPs, this will be, that will make the previous problems we have had to be child play, because this will be of a major scale. In fact, what worries us most is that you have over 10,000 children who are in primary schools within the area, primary schools registered by the government of Kenya, with teachers that come from the government of Kenya, and with exams they are going to do from the government of Kenya. I am happy with we are very happy with what the Minister Magoha announced, that no person, no citizen is allowed to go around any school for the remainder period until exams, because children are preparing for exam. We want the nation to know that over 1,000 Class 8 children in the same area are preparing for exam, and we will expect that the order given by the Ministry of Education will not only be obeyed by parents and general citizens of the public that are not allowed to go to within the school for this period, but also will be obeyed by the Ministry of Environment to ensure that no evictions, no purported evictions will take place in that area because there is no mechanism of reversing the catastrophe that will befall our children if they cannot do their exams in peace. So the reason for this meeting is basically to find strategies and mechanisms of working with the government of Kenya and other well-wishers to ensure that our people are protected. It must also be known that no leader from this region opposes evictions from gazetted government forest. Nobody is saying that the government should not remove people who are living within the forest. What the government must do in their gazetted forest is to find out whether there are citizens who live there genuinely and make a discussion with them and see when they can move them out. But for us as leaders from Rift Valley, we are solidly behind the government of Kenya and the international community in the protection of environment, and that protection of environment must be done because the future of this nation and the future of the world is in the protection of environment. What we've come here to tell you is that, first of all, the people we are talking about do not live within gazetted forest, and number two, that these people require protection from their government, the government of Kenya, and number three, the right to environment is not subservient to the right to life or right to education for our children. So it must ensure that those rights are protected by the government of Kenya as and the president of Kenya and all leaders of Kenya, because that is what we swore to do under our constitution. I will ask Governor Isaac, who is also a member of this committee. I just want to, for purpose of everybody who appreciates why we are here with all leaders who are elected, a representative of leaders who are elected, and representative of leaders who were elected before, yeah, and who are holding various offices in various levels of government, whether at MCA level, governor level, or senator, or the MP. So we are all united. On this question, let the nation know that on the question of the rights of the people, there is no political party, there is no religion, there is no region, there is no color, there is no gender. We are united as one indivisible representative of the people and Kenyans who are concerned about the lives of Kenyans and also concerned about proper ways of protecting our environment. For that reason, therefore, I will invite former Governor of Bomet, Governor Isaac Ruto, to also make
I will only add a little bit. One thing I wish to emphasize is that we just want to contribute to the solution. We are asking for dialogue. This country, and even our constitution, talks about public participation in any policy activity by government. Even any activity needs public participation. We are requesting for these meetings. We expect that it shall be granted. We want to look for a permanent solution to this problem. It has been coming on and on and on, and we have never quite managed to sort it out. We are willing to be part of that solution, and we are urging all those concerned to exercise caution. We are committed to environmental protection, and we are also asking the ministry concerned not to kill our children. Don't kill our mothers. Don't go and kill our parents. Please, don't just go and burn houses. Let us discuss. If there is an area where Kenyans are living that is of environmental importance, there are elaborate procedures of government on how to do compulsory land acquisition. And we are ready to engage together with our community and lead a peaceful resolution to environmental threats in this region. One thing that should be for public knowledge also is that this area that is under threat, in addition to what my colleague has said, it should be understood that inside here there are assistant chiefs, there are chiefs, there are members of county assemblies. 3 wards are affected in Narok South. 3 wards. When people talk about this area, it may look like it is just a forest. These are settlements. And the adjudication of those areas started in 1973, like in all other areas, up to 1976, and people got title deeds. The people who are living in right now there are the people who bought land from original allottees. And the authority that is vested by the Constitution to manage that area is Narok County Council, county government, as a successor of Narok County Council, who actually adjudicated and led the entire procedure, including the Ministry of Lands. They have all the records about that area. And the people who went to buy land there actually went through the process of checking on search with the relevant government departments. Notwithstanding that, we are saying if there were mistakes that may have been committed in that area, we are ready to face it and we look for a solution. We want to urge the international community to understand us and that it will be impossible to manage the humanitarian crisis coming from that area. And for all of us to meet together like this means we genuinely want a peaceful solution with no loss of life and no interruption of education and growth of children, no interruption to the mothers who are expectant, no interruption to everyone who is going about his business. Let us look at this issue as Kenyans, and we are appealing to all Kenyans of goodwill to contribute towards a peaceful solution to this problem.